poggers.
Hogged out of my gourd. All right.
That's what I like to call pog.
There we go. All right.
Oh shit.
Huh. Interesting. I'll be right back. I left all my notes in the other room.
Uh-oh.
Bro.
Yeah, machine broke.
Nah, he's still here.
You just look.
You just have to see his lovely hand position.
I can't tell whose dog that is.
It's not mine because I don't have one.
Not mine either because I don't have one.
It's not mine, and it's not Elisa's because hers is muted, so it's Eric's.
So yeah, it's Dante. How dare he?
Eric's big old fucking boofer.
He's a freaking horse.
I went to a party in the middle of nowhere yesterday. Not yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was Sunday. It was wild. If all like 0 people who are watching live right now know anything about Western Ohio. The drive was very easy. I drove all the way to Mansfield. I turned right for an hour, and then I turned right again, and I was there.
Nice.
It was a 2.5 hour drive, but like, what the hell else was I going to do on a Sunday?
True.
All right.
Why was Dante barking?
Because I went outside.
Boofing. Big boofs.
He gets very upset when I do that.
He said, boof, boof. I left my hat somewhere.
All right.
That's
So
we're doing this one without the hat.
Elise is still not here.
okay.
See family though.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Celeste.
I thought I already made this chart. I apologize.
Why are you
There's
looking
a chart, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's just, how do you think I keep track of combat HP?
I just have everyone's character sheet up in front of me.
Oh, I don't keep track of your HP. I don't care about that.
I just have a piece of paper.
Time to lie about dying.
Yeah, I know, right?
See, I don't know if you can see that,
I super can't.
No.
but basically it's, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. It's the name of the enemy, the name of the encounter, their AC, and their HP.
Yeah.
I don't have minis or rings.
That's actually probably a better way of doing it than I do. Is just like I have to refer to their stat block.
Yeah, I always have the extra stat blocks like pulled up in case y'all decide to go. I give him, he has to roll a dexterity super save.
That is how that works.
All right, so last left off. No, I thought I saw.
Oh, there's other people moving.
So I'm trying to remember. You guys were on your way to the forest, right? Last time.
No, Traven just got done bullying an old man to tell us about something.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I was not bullying the old man.
Yes, you were.
I was being an eco-terrorist.
You were bullying him. You were like, "You made this cabin out of wood. That's terrible." And he's like,
He deserved
"Bro,
it.
it's time to live."
You deserved it.
Bro, I just want shelter. That's all I want. Homie, please.
How dare you, you 80-year-old man, make this wood? How dare you not use plastic that hasn't been invented yet?
Oh, we also like bonked a whole bunch of a bunch of bandits who were trying to rob us.
Big bonk.
5 bandits. So let's see, you killed 2 bandits and 1 wolf.
Yeah, and they're all like, "Let's cheat. Let's beef it."
Still mad about that. I was gonna shoot them as they ran.
They had 60 feet of movement using their actions, and they just like literally used everything they
What do
had.
you want?
I have a 600-foot range on the
Oh
at the
my-
edge of my thing, buddy. I could have gotten them.
How? What?
How?
600. It's 150 to 600. So if they're closer than 150, you're supposed to have disadvantage in up until 600. You shoot like normal. After 600, you shoot with disadvantage.
Interesting.
Mm,
Is it a longbow?
Mm-hmm.
Like crossbow ranges. All right. All right. So that's how this is gonna
the cat's back.
go. Huh?
The cat came back.
Yeah, we're having technical difficulty. She wants in the window.
Cat.
This is the technical difficulty.
Organic difficulty.
It's on the keyboard, and that freaked her out.
Cute. All right. So since Elise is back and might be able to hear, nope, she just took her headphones off.
Fine. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. I'm just trying to make sure
I
you
straight
can...
Don't talk me. I'm angry.
Just kidding. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh
No,
my
that's fine.
It started with blue.
I'm trying to remember how to do this. Let's see if I remember how to do this.
Remember how to do what?
A button.
That I want to do. I used to know how to do this. I don't much know anymore. However.
What? No.
All right, so we're gonna recap real quick.
Epic.
So, you just arrived in the town of Hillfire after being attacked by bandits on the way. Your job, as given to you by the lawmaker in Bahamut, was to go to Hillfire and rid them of whatever pest has been plaguing them for this amount of time. And you had just gotten a tip from Old Man Bon on the edge of town. They were gnolls or night stalkers, called them. And his nephew Percival went into the woods after them just last night. And you're on your way there. So that's where we are. How are you doing it?
Well,
You're probably about halfway there.
well, first we have to pick up camp.
Did you guys camp?
Yeah, I set up camp
Oh, right.
with
Really on
good old wild cunning.
So, cool. So you rested for the rest of the night. So that's a long rest.
We all look pretty.
Yep.
I look
Yeah,
pretty in all 2 hit points that I lost back.
Yes.
You
Matt-
lost hit points?
I think I took 2 damage.
Yeah, you took 2 damage because that bandit rolled really terribly.
I mean, my AC is not as high as you would think.
I know.
Now listen here. I took a lot of damage, so y'all can back this up.
All right. So
I can't find where to make it take a long rest.
could be click on
Reset your health to everything, and
Like if you used any spells, you could
spell
take.
slots are back.
Yeah, you get your spots back, and your health is now full again.
all that.
You
All
go
right.
completely back to everything's normal, restarted.
Dick.
Yeah.
And we so you're traveling on the path. You picked up camp. Got. Did you guys bring your cart with you, or did you leave it behind?
It
We have-
not.
You did not.
What? We took it.
Part because I stayed with it.
Oh, you're right.
Okay. So you're moving in your cart, and after a few moments, you come to the edge of this really thick wooded area. You get the sense that the cart's probably not going to be able to follow you in. So it's these very dark trees that go up. Some of them are upwards of, you reckon, about 30 feet high, very thick canopy. The ground below it is visibly shadowed. It's very dark.
It's spooky.
Yes.
Very spooky.
Big
All right.
Tolkien Woods vibes.
Who's driving? Because I'm not.
I think Briny was because I was too angry to drive.
I was driving.
Don't drive when you're angry, kids.
Well, that's good advice.
It's decent advice, that's for sure. All right, so what do? You're at the edge of this wood. You can't take the cart in. It's because there's not enough space.
So I guess we'd have to continue on foot then, wouldn't we?
Is there anything in the cart that we need to take with us? I don't think there's anything.
That you weren't given anything that you know of. It was just the cart to get you the 3 days to Hillfarm.
And probably all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Can we unhook the horses and take them?
Could try. I mean, there's only 2 of them.
The
And
cart won't fit.
I mean, do they have saddles? So are we just gonna ride bareback? Because I don't know how good that's gonna be.
True, yeah. Never
Yeah.
mind.
those animal handling checks are going to be really fun without a saddle.
Ouch.
I mean, I'm looking at my animal handling, and I'm thinking it doesn't matter how bad this animal handling check is.
How much does Traven weigh?
We're gonna break the horse's back.
280. That's not that bad.
That's pretty thick.
Horses are large though, and they can carry.
Are they? That's
Yeah,
Wait,
horses
wait,
are
wait.
large so that they can carry medium characters.
Oh, horses are large, so centaurs are medium. That makes sense.
Of course, player
Absolutely.
characters have to be medium. Nick.
Thanks, wizards.
Centaurs are small horses. They're not.
They're not tall horses or big horses.
So we're going on foot is what I'm learning out of this.
I believe
Yeah.
it would be very advisable to hitch these horses.
Okay, Reginald, here we go. And I untie them from the cart and tie them to a tree so that they can hang out and eat.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I pet their muzzle. And I'm like, okay, bud, you just stay right here, okay? You'll be safe.
Yeah, there's only millions of trees to choose from, so you find one that's suitable for hitching pretty quickly.
Pick.
All right, and do you continue into the woods?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna need everyone to roll a stealth check.
I
I don't like the sound of that.
Big sneaking.
no, thank you.
13 total.
That 20.
Ooh.
The big scary guy in a suit disappeared.
No, it's a big sneak.
Yes.
The 4-foot-tall water genasi rolled a 4. So
I have a 13.
All right. So
I also had a
You
13.
may hide amongst me.
luckily, Bryony, since this was a group stealth check, the average comes to above. All right, so you move for a few moments. You notice that the further in you go, the darker it gets. It's way darker, once you reach the end of this few minutes. And can I know your marching order really quick? Just how are you entering? Are you entering in a single file? Are you wedged? And who's at the front?
I would like to be sandwiched, please.
Are we going to go with the regular order we've been using? So, Dredger, Aragorn, Bryony, Traven.
Probably, yeah.
That sounds good.
Mhm.
All right.
It
Makes
works well.
sense that
All right, so in that case, Dredger, you come to about your 5th moment of travel, and you get this weird feeling in your stomach. You kind of feel off. I need you to roll a perception check for me.
I
14.
I would like to point out that because we're in the woods, we cannot get lost except by magical means because ya boy in his favorite terrain.
Yeah, correct.
14.
So you notice a very thin wire stretched between 2 trees.
Are we in Vietnam?
I stick my arm out and stop.
Halt! There's trickery afoot.
And I point out the wire to everybody.
Somebody's expecting us.
All right, so as you say that, you hear some rustling off to your right.
Other way. this way.
Off to, well, this is, you hear some rustling off to the right. And they, you know that sound was not made by a rabbit.
How far away is the rattling about?
It's relatively close. It's only about 20 feet to the right, as from what you can tell. It's still kind of hard because there's trees everywhere and there's forest noise, but
So I keep my arm out. I don't say anything. I turn around. I kind of peek back behind the line. I look at Traven, and I point over to where I heard the rustling, and I kind of make one of these.
Traven smirks, and I would like to like stealth over there to see what's
Okay.
going on.
yeah. All right. So to move towards the sound, you're gonna have to make another stealth check.
Sounds good.
Okay.
21.
21. Yeah, you believe that you move over there, you move, and having lived in the forest for almost all of your life,
200 years.
for a very long time, you see little twigs that come up, bits of root that would trip you up normally, and you very stealthily move over, and you get about 15 feet from where you are, about 5 feet-ish from the sound, and you feel very cold steel press against the base of your skull. And you hear,
What was that sound?
it's what it was supposed to be.
The lock. It's like a cocking noise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you hear, now, I know you weren't following me. And I know you weren't just going to stick me.
Traven wants to knock the gun, turn back around, and grapple the guy.
Okay. 1 second. I gotta pull this up real quick. All right.
Which I'm expecting to require something like a dex save or something.
Well,
And
we're gonna roll the grapple,
Okay.
and since you're turning around, I'm going to say at disadvantage.
So is this an athletics or is it just strength?
it's
I
just
don't remember the rules for grapple.
grapple is straight strength contest.
It fell off the table. 9.
He, you go to push the gun up, and he brings his other hand down and hits you right under the armpit, and you feel your arm go a little dead. And he says, now, you and we're going to go back to your friends over there, and y'all are going to explain to me where you came from and why you're behind me.
Okay. Traven looks at him and goes, did I turn around and I'm facing him now?
Yeah, you're basically facing him because you went to do that like behind you, and your momentum from when he hit you carried you like around.
Okay, what does he look like?
So he is a tall human man with this messy, sandy blonde hair. He's wearing a white overcoat duster kind of thing that goes down to his ankles with a light blue dress shirt underneath. He has 2 belts that go across his chest that have these small pouches of different colored leather on them. And he's holding a very ornately decorated gold and black item in his hands. And around his belt, there are spherical solid objects on the right side. There's 5 of them.
I look him up and down and I go, and what kind of weirdo are you, eh?
He says, he looks at you, just kind of like a little bit taken aback at the gall of this person thing in front of him to call him weird. And he goes, well, I could be asking you the same question there, partner. I don't quite like the tone you're taking. Quite honestly, you're not in quite the situation.
Yeah, blue boy.
You do get pretty big cowboy vibes from his accent.
I would like to
Character from Red Dead Redemption.
look him in the eyes, smirk, and turn invisible.
I hate you.
All right.
When
So-
you're gone.
You poof out of existence.
And then I would like to stealth behind him and draw my short sword and hold it against his neck and then turn back invisible.
All right. So that's going to be stealth. With advantage.
With advantage?
Yeah, because
Yes.
you're invisible.
You're invisible.
16.
You move and your feet aren't quite as, steady as they were on your way there. You got your adrenaline pumping and crack, and he swings the object in his hand around and catches you right on the head. Doesn't do any damage, but it really stuns you, and now he knows where you are.
I pull the sword anyway and I have it next to his neck.
Okay, and you're visible again now?
I pop back visible now and I go, okay, here's the deal, bud. You can do something, but I can do something too. So here's what's going to happen. We are going to walk back over there to my friends, a group of people who I've seen kill people before, and you're going to behave.
He says, well, I suppose you do have a touch of a point. I'm going to be honest, I'm not quite sure how you saw my little trick over there. I was just making camp for the evening, but y'all must be pretty freaking perceptive. And he starts walking away. He starts walking towards where he knows you guys are.
So are we like Mexican standoffing this? Like he's pointing a gun at me, I have a sword at his neck, walking slowly over there?
The object in his hand is now hanging down at his side, and he's just walking over, completely just does not care that you have a sword to his neck. He's just a very, very does not wear his emotions at all.
He's an anime protagonist.
Yeah, he's an anime. Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna walk
I
him
love
over.
that.
I'm gonna walk him over. I go, hey guys, we got a new friend over here.
Oh boy.
He says, now I wouldn't say we're friends.
I
but
look him and I go, we're friends, or I got a sword on your neck here, bud, and we cannot be friends if you don't want to be.
he says, he just goes, listen, brother, if that's what you want, that's fine. But I'm pretty I got some friends, so that might not be in your best interest.
What is everybody?
So are we at everybody now?
Yeah, you come up to your friends, and he just very deftly, pulls his hand back into his cloak, and the object is no longer in his hand.
I take it you're the man who set up this little nifty device.
And I gesture over to the tripwire.
Yeah, he says, yeah, that'd be me. That's kind of my thing. I invent, I make things, and y'all just so happened to catch me at a point where I was going to take a break and eat some lunch. So, hence the less than hospitable greeting.
What is the tripwire for?
He looks at you and says, well, you'd have to step through it to find out, now wouldn't you?
I push him to make him step through the tripwire.
Okay. All right.
Did you
Y'all,
try talking?
what was that?
Did you try talking to him first?
I
All right.
threatened my friends with a tripwire thingamajiggy. We're gonna find out what it does.
I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah, can you roll a strength check, please?
10. I cannot roll strength today.
And you give him the biggest double-handed shove you do, and he doesn't fall, but he definitely grazes the tripwire, and this metal net that is just very well made. It's basically mesh. Picks him up and he says, "Oh, I suppose you think you're quite clever."
I look at him and I go, "Well, you're the one hanging from a tree right now there, bud."
He says, "I suppose, but I do happen to be the person that designed this net." And he grabs the top of it and he just pulls it open and pulls himself up. He goes, "Like I said, I make things. This is my thing."
Did you make it?
Yes, sir.
I don't know, Draven. He doesn't really. My tongue's not working. I lost the voice and I lost the words and I said my own name.
Yeah. Again.
Was rough.
I lost
Take
it.
a breath, John.
Oh, I woke up an hour ago. Okay. Hey, Dredger, I think he makes things. I think he said that like 4 times now.
Well, perhaps we leave him to make his lunch then.
He says,
That sounds like a great idea.
no. To be honest, I was moving on anyway. So I got a question for y'all though, if you'd be willing to oblige.
Depends on the question.
Sure.
I look at him and I go, "You don't got to go on our account. We can all have lunch together if you want."
He says, "Well, I wasn't out here just for a picnic. It's not really a good picnic area. It's kind of dark, but I'm actually going after some nasty shits that live in the mine over on the other side."
I immediately glare at Traven.
I'd like to make a perception check to find out if I actually noticed that.
Oh, I am bug-eyed, full cock staring at you.
I think you noticed. I'm gonna
So,
say the
I'm
DC
sure it's a real low DC perception check, but I still think I might fail it.
I mean, you know what? Go ahead. Don't roll a 1.
9.
Yeah, you see it.
Yeah, you see it.
I look over at Dredger and I go, "What?" Just like the most like innocent, confused what. I go, "A guy comes in, he's got a weird tripwire, he puts something weird to my neck. I go invisible. He actually notices me while invisible. That's the second person to do that, which is weird. And then I walk him over here. He threatens Aragorn with this weird tripwire thing. I shove him. He gets into a net. He gets out. What's weird about that?"
He says, to be fair, actually, I didn't threaten anyone. I just withheld the information of my proprietary device."
Oh my god, is this the bad guy from Wild Wild West? I swear to God.
Whoever I want it to be, damn it.
I put a hand on Traven's shoulder and I kind of rustle him a little bit and I say,
You're awfully furry, friend.
I look at him and I go,
Forgive him.
He,
I've always been
Probably
been furry there, bud.
We share a common goal. I believe we should seek alliance.
he says, "Oh, yeah? And, who exactly sent you? I sure as hell didn't ask for any help."
Hey, that was the other person who could tell where I was when I was invisible. The lawmaker of Bahamut.
All right. I'm going to need you to roll persuasion on this one. He doesn't exactly trust you.
Oh, I should stop talking and doing things.
No, Rob.
I got a 2 and I have a 0 in persuasion. We're gonna fight this guy now because I'm stupid.
He jumps down.
Yeah.
He jumps down from his perch on the net and he says, "Now, son, I don't know if you know the difference between a tinker and an inventor. So let me educate you real quick. An inventor knows how to see through bullshit. So unless you want to be a crater in the ground, I recommend you tell me the fucking truth.
Traven has no understanding of like what is happening in this moment because where Traven is from, people only threaten until they see all these tall blue people. And so he's like, now here's the deal, bud.
Oh God.
Bridie wants to leap onto Traven, scramble up his fur, and clamp a hand over his mouth and say, no, it really is the truth. He's not lying to you.
I would really like to make an opposed check for that
Yeah.
of some kind.
So, Bryony, you're rolling strength. Traven, you're rolling athletics or acrobatics,
I
whichever.
think it would be acrobatics for Bryony and like just
Athletics
would
for
be,
me.
yeah.
athletics versus just strength. I don't know what. I don't know what. How do you oppose it? I want to know that.
Yeah, tell
I'm
me.
gonna just like shake.
Yeah, it'd be like strength or something. Do that. That's fun.
Strength. I like that.
What am I rolling? Acrobatics or athletics?
You're rolling acrobatics since you're jumping.
Yay.
19.
21.
Running from a couple feet back and very deftly for, this short cleric scrambles up and just like puts a hand around your neck and an arm around your neck and a hand over your mouth. And Percy goes, well, damn, that's
Oh, that's his name?
His name is Percy? You gave us his name?
I didn't say Percy. I said
No. He didn't say that. He didn't say
I
anything.
didn't say that.
You said person.
Yeah, person.
The person.
He says, "Will you hush yourself?"
He says, will you hush yourself? I look and I shake my head with the most dead eyes you've ever seen. And then I lick Bryony's hand like a little brother does when someone puts their hand over your mouth.
Bridie has 5 younger brothers, is used to this trick, and doesn't give a shit.
Man, she just like batted you. Just fucking. No.
So he looks at you and he says, "Well, I guess since you're so so emphatic on the fact that this is the truth, I can't really not believe you now, can I?"
And I kind of bend down and I say, more accurately, the man who pointed us in this direction is Bon, the old man in town.
He goes, "Ah, I see you met my uncle. He's a weird motherfucker, ain't he?"
And you're the one we're looking for.
Says, "I suppose I am. My name's Percy."
Is it? Is it really?
Huh?
Wow.
Really?
We're such a nice
Yes.
group.
I'm so
Percy.
insufferable.
We're such a polite party. Oh
I'm
my
so
god.
sorry. That's
Is Bryony's hand still on my mouth, or has she let me go at this point?
I don't know, is it?
Oh, it's still in your mouth.
oh my god.
I don't trust
say-
you. I don't
say.
further than I can.
Give me a. Oh, God.
And
It's very nice to meet you, Percy.
he says,
I
like,
would like to apologize for my tall blue friend here. He's stupid. And now I will crawl down.
Percy says, "Well, I don't know a whole lot about his kind, but I do have to say, from what I've seen, you two are very cute together."
I look at him and I go.
Takes a fit and scoots to the other side of the party.
I look at him and I go, "Hey, that's my cousin over there."
Oh, it's not.
I hate that.
Oh, you want to play?
Bryony shakes her head and tell your brother to put on a shirt. And hi, Randy.
Hi, Elise.
Wow.
Vibing.
He looks and he says, "Well, I can take you to to the mine where they're at, but it's only about 15 minutes that way. And he points further into the forest.
I look him up and down. Are there any other obvious weapons on him? I know he has all these weird things on his belt, and he had that weird thing that like disappeared back into his coat.
You don't see anything. I mean, you see like a small, like a knife, like a dagger kind of thing, but it looks like it's more for like hunting and skinning animals or whittling. Like it's a utility knife. It's not a combat knife or anything.
Okay. I say to him, "And are you coming in with us there, bud?"
He says, "Well, my mama didn't raise someone to do something halfway, so that's what I'd reckon."
5 is indeed greater than 1.
He says, "Well, I guess we'll be on our way." And he does this weird motion with his arms, and that same object that you saw drops into his hand, and so does another one. And you notice they're both very ornately inlaid, and they're very well crafted. You can tell that love went into these things. And he says, "Well, follow me."
Do
Starts
we
walking.
recognize them as anything?
Yeah, like, do any of us even stand a chance of recognizing what it is?
Do I at least recognize? Do we recognize like the purpose of them even, or is it just something weird in his hand?
You gathered that they're probably weapons.
You got smacked by one.
Yeah, he smacked the crap out of you, but
He didn't damage me. I don't think he smacked the crap out of me with it.
Have you ever been pistol whipped before? I mean, I haven't, but like,
it's like when
I was about to say the way you said that sounded like you've been pistol whipped.
Don't talk about that. They're watching me.
it was one time, guys. You know that they're weapons, and you've heard some rumors about these weird handheld things. They're this new weapon that recently gained popularity amongst the dwarfs because they're generally the ones that make them. But you don't know what it is. You don't really know what it does. As for the other things, probably just herbs.
Wow.
And he starts stealthing off in the direction, keeping a low profile.
Draven sheathes his short sword and pulls his longbow and goes, "Well, let's go follow him, eh?"
All right.
Treasure is already gone.
Arnie's following.
So after about 15 minutes of traveling further into the woods, he crouches down at the edge of this tree line, and you see him. He holds a hand up like this back to you, and he says, in a very hushed whisper, he goes, "This is where I last saw him. That entrance right there." And as he points and says that entrance, out comes this mangy, beat up looking half dog, half person thing. And it comes out, and it's got a spear. It's holding a spear. It's wearing some very light leather armor. And it's just looking around, sniffing. You can hear, even from this far away, you can hear the slight sniffing sound as it seems to be trying to sniff something out.
Hey, Mr. Animal Handler, you want to go handle that?
I mean, is it full? But I mean, it's not fully an animal, so can he even handle it?
I can handle it.
Well,
Oh,
no,
I can handle it.
sense. Not
Ew.
not no. We're gonna go and kill it immediately. Sense.
Oh, that was my thought.
I think animal handling is like a,
We know.
And he looks and he goes, "Well, I didn't expect him to be outside, but I think if we stay quiet enough, We could probably wait for him to go back inside. They don't come outside in the light. They're pretty photosensitive.
Traven goes, if they don't like the light, isn't that a reason to fight them out here?
He goes, I said they don't like the light, not that it disables them. Plus, I don't know how many more are inside.
Do any of us recognize this half dog, half man?
You know what? Roll a history check for everyone who wants to know if they do.
4.
10.
7.
Okay. And that was a 10 from Aragorn, right?
16.
Oh, 16.
Ooh.
Oh,
Brady was 10.
oh, okay. Sorry. I got the two of you mixed up. So Aragorn and just Aragorn actually knows that from her readings at the university she works at, she notices that these are what tend to be referred to in the text as a knoll. They're hyenas or dogs that have been touched by whatever energy creates undead creatures. Whatever energy creates undead creatures, and it mutated them over the past couple centuries, and now they stand upright and they carry weapons and they still don't speak a language, weirdly enough. You do know that they do have a lot of their canine sensibilities still about them.
Okay. I obviously choose to share this information with the party.
Now you know.
Traven looks, kind of squints and goes, and Aragorn, do they like bark or howl? What kind of noises do they make if they don't speak a language?
Actually, as you say that, funny enough, you hear from inside, you hear like a slight yipping sound, kind of like a dog trying to speak, just like, and then the one looks around back into the cave, and he goes, and he stalks back into this mine entrance that you see. And Percy turns to you and goes, I hate those fucking things. If we want to go, we gotta go now.
I too have a negative valence. I propose an attack.
Traven pulls an arrow from his quiver and kind of flips it between his fingers and goes, I'm always down for some fighting, and then puts it back with a grin.
Percy looks at you and goes, well, I reckon that means we should probably go. And he's got this little half smile going on, and he says, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna try to make it up there to see how far they went in. Just follow about 10 feet behind me.
I draw an arrow and I drop to a knee and I go, I'll cover you on the way up there, bud.
Right? And using the well-tested bounding maneuver, no, you guys all eventually make it up there, sight unseen. He looks in and he says, it's clear we can head on in. So you guys enter after him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you get in there, what you see is this very long hallway. It's about 8 feet tall by 10 feet wide. And it appears to be a natural cave entrance for about 20 feet. Like, the rocks aren't carved out, they're just there. They're just indented. And then after that, it starts to turn to the right a little bit, or to the left a little bit, and you see there's wooden support struts every 6 feet or so. And, you know, you get in about 60 feet. Well, you're at about 40 feet now. You're moving steadily inside. And Percy looks and he goes, hold up a minute. And he points over in front of you a little bit, and you see this hempen rope tied off on either side of the chamber. And he looks back at you and he says, anyone know how to disarm a trap?
Draven goes, I can always just trigger it with this, and like kind of like holds up his bow, kind of like.
He says, well, I don't know if that's an alarm system or if it's an explosive, but either way, I don't think we want to set it off.
How is this rope positioned?
It's about 2 feet off the floor at about like calf level, like chin level ish, and it is just staked into either side, and then you don't really see any other super like definitive mechanism other than the rope and whatever happens when you trigger the rope.
Is the rope like tied to something, or is it just taut across the hallway?
It's taut across the hallway. Like it looks like it was meant to be a tripwire.
Is there anything that we could like throw towards it that would have some heft, like, or is the main thing like being worried about?
I could try to whip at it.
The words in here.
Like I can whip at I got
Fine.
my whip.
The
How long is your reach in your whip?
Oh shit, that's a good question. Ooh, time to look it up.
I think it's 10.
I think it is too. I know it's got like an extra little bit to it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's 10.
Draven goes, okay, here's an idea. Dredger, you and I will go up there. We'll get right close to the rope. You snap the rope over, you snap your whip over the rope. And if a person comes out, I'll shoot him. Nice and easy. And if nothing happens without you actually hitting the rope, we'll just walk over it and somebody will pick up Briney on the way on.
Wait, I have another idea. How about you cut the rope and I hold it at either end?
And I kind of give him a little flex.
I'm awfully strong. Perhaps I can hold whatever this is holding in place, and we'll see what it does before we let it go.
I feel like yours is a little bit more dangerous, but sure, I guess if that's what you want to do.
Well, worst comes to worst, it's an alarm system, and everyone in this cave knows where we are. Best, it's a trap, and I could probably take a lump or two.
All right, then. And Traven
double worse. It's both.
Traven walks up.
A very astute point.
Slips his sword and goes, so are we doing this?
Percy says, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to stand about, 20 feet back. I'm going to stand back with the ladies back there.
Oh,
okay.
You're an inventor. You see through bullshit.
Percy's a little bit of a wimp, isn't he?
I go, hey, bud, if you're brave enough to stick a gun next to my head, you're brave enough to get up here.
Aragorn will go and help Dredger and Traven.
Okay.
Hey.
Can we make Aragorn run some sort of intelligence-based check, please, since Traven and Dredger are both dumb idiots who are about to set a trap.
So,
oh my god. I know that's metagaming, but I know I'm gonna die.
Like, who took off towards it first?
I guess like I came up and knelt down a couple feet away from it.
Okay, Well, I would like you to make. Oh, you're getting right up on it, so I'll say it's an investigation check.
All of us or just Craven?
Just Traven, since he's right.
11.
11. Okay, so you do see now that you're closer, where it's pulled taut, there are holes that the rope feeds into.
How big's the hole?
There, it's only like about that big.
Rope sized,
Yeah, rope sized. It's not
Probably
meant to have a lot of clearance.
like housing.
I look over at Dredger and I kind of like give him like this kind of motion. I don't really say anything.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you grab it carefully. And when you're holding it, I'll snip it.
I hope this works.
Me too, bud.
Okay, so Dredger, as you lay your hands on the thing, it's a rope, but it is old. It does not look very sturdy, and you don't know how long it's gonna hold while you just put any amount of pressure on it. It actually creaks a little bit when you grab it.
I jerk back.
Poor decisions, poor decisions, poor decisions. We gotta go.
And as you jump back, I need you to make a sleight of hand check.
Fuck.
6.
As you jump back, your finger just nicks the weakest part, the part that's dipped in super bad.
Of course.
Traven sees that, cuts it.
You do what?
Cuts it.
It's already it's broken.
Yeah,
Back
it's
into the wall, and down comes this giant log from in front of you. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Ah! Oh wait, hold on. I can see this. I got advantage.
17.
16.
16? All right, so you both dive out of the way, Matrix style, just straight flat onto your back, and it goes, and then it swings down to a neutral position, and Percy goes, I told you.
We're alive, aren't we?
But like Dredger is like visibly sweating. He's like breathing heavily.
With the 17, Traven was like not sweating about it. He just like saw it and just dropped like normal, and he like stands back up and he goes, now you see, if we had just cracked a whip over the rope and we would have known that we would have just walked over it and not had this problem.
It would have broken as soon as I hit it.
Why were you going to hit it then? We could have just walked over it.
Did you have a better idea?
Yes!
I don't believe so.
As you're having this argument you hear in the where the at the end of the hall, you start to hear, what was that?
Huh?
Oh no. Well, you go check. No, you go check. No, you go check. Fuck it, we'll both go.
Traven goes, yeah, you both come check. And he pulls the
And they go, shit, there's people here, boss. And you hear just yipping.
I thought they couldn't talk.
true. You did say they didn't have a language.
You thought.
Okay.
So are these not the same things then?
You'll find out in a second because they just come around the corner and you see three small green figures holding longbows.
Traven smirks and says in Goblin, oh, buds, you done fucked up. Goblins are one of my favorite enemies, and I am so excited to kill them.
They look at you and say back in Goblin, they go, no, roll for initiative.
No, they said no.
These are the bravest goblins I have ever met.
Wow, 5. Inspiring.
Wow, 5.
What's your dex?
15 total.
You go.
Plus 3.
You go first.
Briny is missing.
I got a 19.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So,
Bruh.
Dredger, you okay?
That's my scared noise. Leave me alone.
Okay.
so let me see. So it's
I am so ready to turn these goblins into cave lotion.
Me too.
Squanch.
Time to die, boys.
I hope you're all ready for me to say cleft in twain a lot.
Hope you're ready to say it here. Pin cushioned.
Bryony, did you roll for initiative already?
No, I will. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's an 8.
You beat me and Dredger, so you're fine.
All right.
Slow, leave me alone.
What's your dex?
1.
Your dex number, the big number.
Oh, sorry, 13.
13. All right, so you go first.
Before the Gerblins.
Yeah, you go before whoever's after you.
Yes, exactly. That's how initiative.
Thanks, DM. That's how lines work.
I promised the Percy one was going to be the last one. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And then who goes?
Wow, really?
Two of you slow boys.
Tim Allen
Who
style.
goes first out of the two slow boys?
I do.
Okay. And Reg. All right. Cool. Aragorn, you're up first. You see 3 goblins in front of you.
Burblins.
So in Goblin, I try to talk to them and explain that we are not here to fight them for the most part.
Traven responds, "Yeah, no, I'm here to fight him in Goblin."
For the most part, I reiterate.
And
We're only gonna kind of fuck you up.
Aragorn, I need you to roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Does everyone who all doesn't speak Goblin?
I don't.
I don't.
I'll tell you what you hear in a minute.
Boy, can't wait to hear what Goblin sounds like in this universe.
11.
You rolled an 11. They respond back to you in Goblin. No.
No, that's the only word these goblins know in Goblin is no.
And what you guys heard in that entire exchange was and then clicking. That's it.
Oh,
All right, Aragorn, you have your bonus action and your movement.
I'm not gonna say it.
I guess I'm just gonna move back away from them a little bit.
All right. So how far? Like 5-10 feet?
Yeah. We'll say
right.
5. Not super far, just a little bit.
So the goblins are next. They rolled very high initiative, and they're going to take a shot at Traven because he spoke to them, and they're very focused on him right now. All right, so the first one,
You boys, time to die, little green
attack with
boys.
his short bow. Oh well, does a 9 hit?
No.
All right, the second one takes an attack at Dredger with his short bow. Fuck me. Does an 8 hit?
No.
The third one takes an attack at Traven with his short bow. Oh, that's much better. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus, I was gonna be so upset.
How in the world would I get a 19 AC at this point in the game, dude?
Heavy armor.
You take
As a ranger.
18.
Hey,
five-
dude, my level 1 paladin wearing heavy armor with a shield had an 18 AC because I rolled stupid high on like most of my stats.
Yeah.
How
How much damage?
Take 5 points of piercing,
Okay.
and then with that, Bryony, you just saw 2 goblins just absolutely shit the bed with their aim.
Shit the bed.
Fucking, and then one just impact Traven right in the arm, just like. What do you do?
I take my bow and I shoot at the one that actually hit Traven.
Okay.
Kill the good one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the attack.
So-
I'm so mad.
They're goblins. They're not supposed to be good.
No, not me. Why do I still not know how to play this fucking game?
It's a D20 plus your dex.
I know.
Plus Dex and proficiency.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
got
and proficiency.
18, that hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
2.
2? Oh, okay. That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. So you get it, and it just sinks really deep into the calf, and it goes. "Ah!"
Does he say anything in Goblin to the people who speak Goblin, or is he just screaming?
Oh, he just screams. All right, and next, as that happens, Bryony, you don't have a bonus action or a movement that you want to take, do you? Okay.
No.
As that happen, you hear and see 3 gnolls come around the corner,
Excellent.
Oh, fuck me.
Excellent.
and they're yipping. They're very excited to get into a fight, and so that was 10 feet of their movement to get there. They weren't very far behind. All right, and one is going to take its spear and throw past the goblin right at Dredger because he's the big one.
But he's not. I'm bigger.
He's bigger.
He's gonna throw at you because he saw you first.
There we go.
Shit.
All right,
How many gnolls were there again?
3.
Okay.
All right, so spear, that's a +4 to hit. Does a 23 hit?
Holy crap.
No, it doesn't.
All right, and so you. Ooh, that's a different dice. Sorry. All right, so you take 5 points of piercing damage,
Ouch.
right?
Before,
Oh,
before
wait.
we...
Nope, that's my bad. That's my bad. I rolled the wrong dice.
Oh, okay.
You take 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The second one is going to use the rest of his movement to get right behind the goblins. And so is the last one is actually going to take a longbow shot at Percy, who's in the back. All right.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we had Percy. Sweet.
Back being a little bitch.
Okay. And sorry, there's a lot of bouncing that I have to do. Longbow is +3 to hit. All right, so that hits, and Percy takes some damage. He takes 4 points of piercing damage.
1 second.
4. Okay. Cool. And that ends their turn. Traven, it is now your turn.
Just got up.
Yeah, just got up, and now you're getting beat to shit.
Oh, I am?
No, you're getting up, and you're suddenly like just out of melee range with these goblins and these 2 very tall dogs.
I'm out of melee range.
Yeah. You're not quite in melee range yet.
Bonus action before I do anything, Hunter's Mark on the goblin that hit me.
The goblin that hit you, okay. All right.
Currently screaming.
The one who's currently screaming. And then I wink and put him out of his misery with a longbow shot.
Go ahead and roll for that.
Does a 24 hit?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Damage.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't hit my goblin.
8 plus 6. 8 plus 6, 14.
Fuck me. All right.
Plus 6.
How does that happen, Traven?
Plus 6 is the Hunter's Mark, buddy.
Oh, you're right.
I rolled a 6 on the D6.
The facts. No, that's facts.
I look at him, wink, and say in Goblin, "Hey, bud, nobody shoots me." And then I shoot him straight in the mouth, and he dies.
It actually goes partway through, and you see it, and the arrow, unfortunately, because he's falling full weight on it.
Damn it.
Don't worry, you can get another.
So now there's 2 goblins and 3 gnolls. Do you have a bonus? You already used your bonus action.
I
damage?
used my bonus action. I'm gonna use some movement to move on up to. Actually, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stay where I am, just out of melee range.
All right. Dredger, it's your turn.
Before I do anything, are we cleaving?
Are we cleaving?
Yes.
Remind me of cleaving.
So in combats that have a larger amount of enemies,
Mm-hmm.
the cleave rule would be if I were to deal lethal damage to an enemy, the residual damage would go through to an enemy that is near it.
No, not in this case,
But are
because
we just in general then?
in general, I'm gonna say no. I will let you know if that changes.
I mean, like in the campaign, like will it come up?
I don't believe so. That rule's weird for me. So
Okay. All right.
I think cleaving makes the most sense if you're fighting like a horde of enemies,
Like-
like 40 goblins in a row or something.
All right. That's all I want to know.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll up to that goblin that's right in front of the knoll.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into a rage, which, as previously established, kind of looks like I just comes out of my nose.
He's so British. I love it so much.
It's like that meme where the guy just gets angry eyebrows.
Like
Yes.
the video. And I'm gonna smack him up with the long sword.
Okay.
22.
That probably hits. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Just fucking. 12 damage.
All right.
8, 12, 14 actually, plus
Tell me
rage.
how that happens.
Remember when I said I was gonna say Clefton Twain?
I pull the long sword, slam it on the ground, drag it, sparks fly,
Right up the middle.
right up the middle.
All right. And you know what? Because you had so much overkill,
So much.
You
And-
like not, you permadeaded him even though he doesn't need to roll death saves.
He's very dead.
the goblin next to him goes, "Holy shit!"
And I turn to him.
And that
I
was
say, did he say that in Goblin or in Common?
common.
He's so scared he's not speaking his own language.
That's fucked.
Yeah. All right, so that's the top of the round. It's Aragorn's
Ooh,
turn.
wait, hold
Oh.
on.
Yes.
Do I still have the spear in me?
Yes.
Can I free action just break it?
Yeah, sure. Free action since it's a role play thing.
Well, no, in case he wants it back.
Oh,
Now
okay.
he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Now he doesn't.
All right. So even if he did manage to kill you, he's now down a spear.
Hey.
All right, Aragorn, it's you.
So we are down a goblin and a gnoll, correct? So there's 2 and 2.
No, we are down
You
two goblins.
2 goblins.
There's
Okay.
1 goblin and 3 gnolls left.
I would like to take my crossbow
Yes.
and I'll aim at the final goblin.
Okay.
So
Roll the attack.
it's a nat 1.
All right. So here's
That's
so what happens is you go to pull the trigger on your crossbow and it you know it doesn't quite come back and you point it up at you like go to inspect it right in the ceiling 8 feet above you.
Okay, good, because when you first mined that, you did this, and I was like, no one is dumb enough to look down the barrel of their weapon when it doesn't fire.
We're not fumbling in this campaign.
Instantly dead.
You shoot a crossbow through your eye, and you're dead.
All right. Bonus action movement.
Nah.
All right. It's the goblins again. All right. So, well,
One.
goblin. All right. So the last goblin is going to move the 5 feet it needs, and it's gonna take a swing. It's just gonna take a swing. It's gonna go down fighting.
At whom?
No, actually, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not going to move. It's going to disengage as a bonus action and move 30 feet and move its movement to get behind the gnolls.
Wait, you said it was 10 feet away from me?
It's so you moved up. It was 5 feet away.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so like you wouldn't have to disengage.
Yeah, he's disengaging and he's going to run behind the gnolls, and then he's going to take a short bow shot at Dredger, scared as hell.
Disengage is an action.
Disengage is an action.
Bonus action for goblins.
Oh, it's a bonus action for goblins.
Oh, fucking goblins.
Nimble escape. All right, that's a
Cool
15
as shit.
hit.
A what?
A 15.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, give it to me.
Oh, damn. That's 7 points of piercing damage.
It's actually 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
4. Sorry.
Nerd.
All right.
I take the shot like near me somewhere, and I look over. I peer behind the knoll and just.
It's just a bunch of snorting. All right, Bryony.
Bridger doesn't talk in fights.
Not unless they're in the pit.
Bryony, it's your turn.
Jump in the pit.
All right, I guess.
Southern.
I guess I'm going to take my crossbow and shoot at the, I don't know, the farthest left knoll.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Roll for that attack.
It would be a 22, my good man.
Oh yeah, we're so good.
Yes. That hits. Roll for damage.
That would be 7 of piercing damage.
All right, 7 of piercing. So, okay. You catch it in the forearm, and it looks at you and just gnashes its teeth and reaches up and breaks the bolt, mimicking Dredger. Bonus action movement.
Wait, hold up.
Oh.
I don't think I can do anything else.
All right.
Canonically, I think smoke comes out of Dredger's nose when he does that.
Oh yeah, no, I've established that.
Absolutely. Next are the gnolls. The gnoll is going to rush up and make a bite attack against Dredger. All right. You're fucking kidding me. There's a 12 hit.
No.
You, knowing melee from your time in the pit, you bring your elbow up and catch him, and he clacks his teeth together. And he just stands there doing this weird, like, undead shuffle in place thing. That's his turn. The next gnoll is going to take a longbow attack at Traven, who is, you're visible, right? You didn't go invisible.
I didn't because I can't. If I do Hunter's Mark.
He's going to take a longbow shot at you. So 12, does that hit?
Nope.
All right. Right by your head. It for some reason sounded like a blaster that time. And I just realized I forgot something. Interesting. All right. I forgot to roll initiative for Percy. It's fine. He's at the end. So that one did that, and the last one is going to make another shot trying to show up its friend at Traven. That's better. So that is a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. That is it. Where is it? There it is. Come on. He does 6 points of piercing damage. And that's their turn.
Ouch.
Correct. Traven, it is your turn now.
Bonus action, that Hunter's Mark is going to the gnoll who just shot me.
Okay.
And I go, yeah, okay. And I shoot the I shoot a shot at him too.
Naturally, go ahead and roll.
Does a 23 hit?
I think they're 23.
No. Parry. I use parry.
9.
9. All right. Whoops. Same. You catch it in the shoulder, and it doesn't break it. It just stares you down with intensity in its eyes. All right, Dredger, your turn.
There's no right in front of me, isn't there?
Indeed.
I'm coming. 19.
19. That hits. Roll for damage.
14.
14. Oof. You come down, sink it into right there under its shoulder, and its arm goes dead, and it looks really hurt. The blood's just out of the wound, and it goes.
Oh, I believe you're asking for another.
All right, it is now Percy's turn.
Wait, when do I get multi-attack? I need to know.
You get multi-attack at 3rd level.
I need to know.
Wait,
The next level.
that's whack.
So Percy is going to remove the gold inlaid thing from his sleeve, level, and fire at the one that Dredger just hit. And he misses.
Oh, thank God. I didn't want him
But
to steal
all
my...
of you hear this explosion. So your ears are ringing a little bit, and you don't see anything go by. You just see a on the rocks in the distance. And he goes, "Fuck! I knew I should have sighted this damn thing in."
Extra attack is actually at 5th level.
Oh no! All right, that's Percy's turn. He's gonna stay at the back. All right, back to the top. Aragorn.
I am going to trying to decide. I'm going to use a cantrip firebolt against the gnoll that attacked Dredger.
Okay, is that an attack roll or do I have to save?
How do I tell?
It'll say save or like it'll say plus under 2 hit.
It says hit DC +3.
Okay, yeah. So you have to roll for the attack.
Okay, and that's just a D20, right?
D20 plus that.
That's cast a cantrip.
Huh?
It's a 20, not nat.
Oh, it's just a dirty. All right, roll for damage.
I think it's a D10.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the Eldritch Blast of clerical spells.
It is a 5.
It's a 5. All right. So can you tell me how he dies?
The firebolt comes, finding him, hitting him in the face, igniting all the fur around his face until he burns.
Okay, so Dredger, you actually feel the heat as it goes by your ear, and it hits him in the face, and just a spray of blood all over the wall behind him.
Ooh.
And he falls to the ground dead, still the fire crackling a little bit.
I kick him. I turn around to Aragorn.
And eager, sir.
I had that. I just want to let you know I had that.
All right, it's the goblin's turn now. And he is going to run away. He's going to go the full dash. And he's not quite out of combat, but he's trying to get there. All right, and that ends his turn. It is Bryony's turn now.
Dredger, how bad are you hurting?
I'm just fine, dude.
Okay.
Hi.
How bad are you hurting?
I'm at half of my full HP.
All right.
11.
I would like to use my movement to go up to to Traven,
All right.
and I'm going to lay hands on him and use Cure Wounds.
Okay. Roll that heal. You have just enough movement to get rid of it.
5.
All right. So you heal 5.
All right.
And do you have a bonus action or anything that you want to do?
No, I'm all right.
Okay. It's the Gnolls' turn now, and seeing that one of them just got gibbed, they're going to the one is going to rush up to Dredger and take the other's place, and is going to swing. It's actually going to jab with its spear at you. All right. A
No
two-hand.
metagaming, John.
Okay, Nick.
Well, he rolled
I
a-
wasn't gonna do it anyway.
He rolled a natural 1.
Yeah, he fucking misses.
Yeah,
Like a bitch.
Hard.
Something happened. Some dust fell from the blood spattering.
No, he's a bitch. He missed.
And the other one is going to run up beside him, and he's gonna go for it again, trying to show up his friend.
At it.
Two-handed spear attack. Oh, I thought that was gonna be a 20. That is a 15 to hit.
Just got me.
All right, and because it's two-handed, he rolls a d8. Oh boy, that is a 7 points halved to 4.
I actually made a mistake. It would have been 3.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. That's what I thought. So I thought you rounded down on those.
Yeah, you round down. I thought I did, and then I was like,
All right. So, it is whose turn? Traven's turn.
The gnoll that got killed was not the one that I had the hunter's mark on, right?
Correct. It was the first one that ran up.
How far away is the one I had hunter's marked?
Dead. Or no, sorry.
You just said he wasn't dead.
I got very confused by what you just said for some reason. He is so you're, I think I said 10 feet behind. You're 10 feet behind Dredger, so he's only about 30 feet away from you. He's close.
All right, we're gonna run up, and both swords are coming out, baby.
Okay.
And we are going for it with one sword first, and then the other one next.
That's generally how double attack works.
Yeah, 12.
12 does not hit. He ducks. Hearing the swish of your blade, he ducks under it.
And second one coming in hot.
That one, wasn't it?
7. It was a 2.
Oh, okay. Almost. That also does not hit. He does that weird breakdance move where they like worm their body to the side.
And he's like,
Matrix is under your. All right, Dredger, it's your turn now. You now have a
bonus action.
Yes.
Turn invisible.
Okay, so you at one point had a fear bulg off to your right, and you now have 2 gnolls in your face just spitting all over you.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm gonna reckless attack the second one.
Okay, not the one that he just attacked, but the other one. Is that what you're saying? Okay, go ahead.
Ooh. Close. 24.
Yeah, just hits.
13.
All right, 13. That's a number. All right, so he's down to that. Okay. Cool. And it's Percy's turn. And Percy is he's gonna take out the other pistol, and he's going to level it and fire at the one that Dredger just tried to attack. Damn. And he misses. Same thing. And it just right by hits on the wall. Same thing. All right, Aragorn, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try again with my crossbow to hit the knoll that Dredger and Percy just attacked and attempted to attack.
So you're gonna, which one are you shooting at?
Not the one that Traven has Hunter marked, the other one.
Okay, so the one that Dredger just attacked. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Everyone's going for that boy.
Oh shit, here come that boy.
Yeah. Hold on, I lost my stuff. Does a 10 hit?
It does not.
Well done.
The bolt thuds in one of the struts and
Like a cartoon bouncing.
that goblin, boy, is he still booking it. And at this point, he is shouting. He's shouting, guys, there's someone here!
Fuck.
And he drops out of initiative. All right, that's his turn. And it is Brandy's turn now.
Okay, I'm gonna use the cantrip Sacred Flame on the knoll that is by Dredger.
That's a dex save, correct?
Mm,
They're also both by me.
Yeah, that's true.
not the one with the hunter's mark.
Okay. Okay, what DC do I have to beat?
12.
Well, I don't beat that. So roll for damage. This man, I shit you not, just rolled a 6.
Oof.
It's gonna be
How
good.
much damage? 2 damage?
2 damage?
2.
All right, it explodes on his chest, but he doesn't look very fazed by it. He does that boxer thing where they like recenter themselves. All right, it's his turn now. He's going to sorry, no. The one that Traven just tried to attack is going to turn to Traven and try to bite him.
He has disadvantage because I'm
Shit.
invisible.
Correct. All right. All right, so that is a 15 to hit.
Dang, this boy is sniffing good. Yeah.
Yeah. And you take 4 points of piercing damage. And he kind of bites randomly and just happens to sink into your elbow.
I turn visible and I go, oh, come on, man.
And Dredger, the one that you are in melee with, is going to attack you with a bite attack as well.
He has advantage from reckless attack.
Okay. You rolled a nat 20.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, all right.
It's gonna hurt.
Okay, so double the number on the dice. That's 10 points of piercing, half to 5.
Okay. Ouch.
Fuck barbarians.
Barbarians.
They're very good.
All right, it's Traven's turn now.
I'm turning this man into paste.
Is this man like on my elbow still?
No, he bit and then retreated.
All right. Here we go again with the swords, baby.
All right. You're visible again, by the way.
Rolled a nat 1.
Blank. Right on the ground.
And then 17.
That hits. Roll for damage. This is the next one.
10 damage.
10 damage. All right. You bring it down right on his elbow, and it goes in like a couple centimeters, and you pull the blade out, and he just very angry. They're both looking really rough, guys. All right, Dredger. Commence paste.
You said this is just a natural cave entrance, right? So the ground is made out of probably like hard dirt, right?
It's all you're in the actual mine part now, the part that's artificially dug, it's dirt.
Okay.
It's
Reckless
all
attack.
dirt and stone.
Reckless attack. Oh my god. Yeah, whatever. It was a fucking 24. I don't care.
Yeah, I think that hits.
Barbarians, man.
10.
Yeah, he did.
All right. So I got
Yeah, he did.
I've been thinking about this for like 5 minutes now. So he bites into me. I manage to get my arm up. He's sinking his teeth in me. I stare daggers into him. I slam my sword into the ground, pommel side down, and just.
Oh,
Oh, he ran him through. All right.
that's pretty good.
Like, chin up.
Sorry, I'm rolling to see something. All right. Cool.
And then I grab the pommel and just.
All right. He eviscerated him. All right, back to Percy. Percy sees the one that Traven just attacked, and his eyes just went wide seeing that. And he's looking around, trying to see how to do this. And he's going to level the pistol one more time.
Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me.
And he hits. All right. And he's
Finally.
gonna roll for damage. And he blasts. You hear the blast, and time appears to slow down for you, Traven, because you are very afraid of this. And it goes, and you see right where the Knoll's left eye is, there's suddenly now no eye. And he flumps over on the ground, deader than a doornail. And that is that combat over.
Can we still see the goblin who's running away, or is he gone?
He's
No,
gone.
he's been gone.
Okay.
Yeah, he bolted.
So we drop out of initiative.
Can I heal Dredger?
Yes. You guys do that. I will be right back.
I was,
Traven's like panting and like sits down for a second because ow.
I was say Traven.
Now.
Traven, how are you? Traven and Dredger, how are you two doing on your?
I'm hurt, but I'm not like. Please heal. Need heal.
I'm not in a need heal, but I would like to not be at this level right now. Thanks.
Like, are we talking over half down or?
I'm at half down. I feel pretty beat up.
I'm still over half.
All right. Welcome back. All right. So after that,
We're not done yet.
We're not
Okay.
done yet. Sorry.
So I'm gonna do cure wounds on Traven then.
Okay. Hook me up.
He is at half, and you get 11 back.
Oh boy, we back to full, baby. Traven stands up. His eyes like clear, like they're like he's like completely awake and refreshed, basically kind of vibe, and he goes, "Oh yeah, okay. Blah, blah, blah. I love magic."
Your wounds was 58.
Plus
Me.
Plus your
Oh, okay. Sorry.
spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, mine's a D8 plus
Gotcha.
3.
Okay.
You rolled an
I
8.
was like, mine's a +2, so I was like, wait.
Yeah. D8 plus 3. I rolled an
Okay.
8.
all
Nice.
right.
Gotcha.
So, do you move forward?
Sure.
Traven looks down at the ground and goes, "Fucking goblins!" And he uses the fact that he has advantage on tracking his favored enemy, goblins.
Okay. Go ahead and make me that survival check.
So the first one's total would be 15.
Okay.
Second one's total would be 23.
All right. So with that very high roll, it's not super hard to make out goblin tracks. So you see where ran into this, and you actually look down the hallway a little bit, and you see this. It opens up into this big chamber. It's about 60 feet by 40 feet. So 60 feet wide, 40 feet tall, and it's there's a bunch of broken tables and boxes that are nailed shut along the side of the room.
Do I see like which part of the room that the goblins would be going to mostly?
You actually do see from here, he continues across the room and out the next door.
I look at the guys and I go, okay, so he just kept on booking through this room. Do we want to spend any time looking around in here, or are we just going to go find the goblins, kill the goblins, keep on moving?
Can we do a perception check to see if there's anything important in the room?
I mean, you can sure try for one. Whoever wants to can roll a perception check to look around.
16.
12.
15.
17.
17 for Briny. What was that, Aragorn? 15? All right, so Aragorn, Briny, and Dredger, you put your hand up. Briny actually puts her hand up to rest against one of the boxes, and in doing so disturbs the dust and it falls down, and on the side of the box it draws your attention to this label that says caution, explosive.
I look at it. Do we all like notice this?
Briny, do they all know? Do you tell them?
This box says explosive.
Well, it is a mine after all. They'd probably have some blasting down here.
I go,
Maybe we should take some with us.
hey, Percy, maybe you could do something with this. It seems kind of like your vibe. Also, maybe you could actually hurt somebody with this.
Oh.
Says, I'll have you know, I put up the adventuring cape about 15 years ago. So
Is that what you call poor target practice?
What the hell are you doing now?
Aragorn's roasting him now.
and
I fist bump Aragorn.
he walks over to the thing and he takes out that knife that I told you about and he pries it open, and inside are these long sticks with fuses that are coming out of them. And he says, no, I can make better than that in like an hour, so y'all have at it.
Well, we don't have an hour or so let's take some.
I don't need them. I got my own explosives. And he taps the round solid things on his belt.
So
Briny takes them and starts shoving them in her pack.
Roll me an
Fistfuls of dynamite.
Water Genasi's just like, all the dynamite, please.
you know what? Roll me investigation to see how many you can get without making a mess.
Boo! I got a 2.
All right. Well, since you already found them, you get 4 sticks of dynamite.
Yay!
No.
Traven grabs one and slips it in his pocket.
So you now have, Briny has 4, Traven has 1 stick of dynamite.
Write it on your equipment.
Equipment. And then I'll have to look for the actual stats later. I'll send them to you.
I have no use for such barbaric devices.
Barbarian!
That's besides the point, little one.
Oh, man.
You saw what I did with this.
And I kind of.
Traven would like to sleight of hand dynamite into Dredger's pack.
Roll sleight of hand and
What is it?
18.
Yeah, I got a 13.
Whoop!
right? He doesn't even notice that you think.
So Briny has 4, Traven has 1, and now
Dredger has 1, but he doesn't know about it. Dredger thinks he has 0.
No, Traven has 0 because you just had 1, right?
Or did
I meant I like grabbed another one.
Oh,
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
That's
Is that
what
okay?
I thought. All right. So as you're sitting here, you start to hear this big bellowing just howl come from somewhere. You reckon through the door.
I start breathing heavily and sweating a little bit.
And Percy looks around and he says, "Oh no."
Draven flips
yes.
one of the tables sideways so that we have like something to stand behind, and like gets behind it with his bow and is like, "Well, get over here."
Well, okay. They are all broken, but I'd say they'd give you about like half, maybe quarter cover.
It was more for a roleplay situation than an attack.
All right. So do you wait for them? Do you wait for whatever's there to come to you, or
That's my instinct. Is that what does anyone else want to do? I go, okay, we can stay here and have just get ready for them, or we can go get them. What do you want to do?
I mean, do we think a surprise attack would be better?
okay?
I look at Percy and I go, do you think you could turn awesome?
I'm
That's so good.
Awesome.
That's
I
really
like to
cool.
imagine that's what Dredger carries.
I look at Percy and I say, do you think you could with a quick little moment turn one of these into a fire arrow? And I pull my arrow. And
He says, "I don't have my tinkering tools with me, but if you I could sure give it a try."
I go, can you put this on it? And I hold up a stick of dynamite.
He says, "Absolutely not."
I go, okay, I can. And I try to tie knots to tie a stick of dynamite onto an arrow.
Okay, so roll me a tinker's tools check.
How do I do that? That's just a straight roll now since I don't have Tinker's tools?
It's intelligence.
Oh, shit.
Intelligence, you're screwed.
16.
16. You take that little bit of hempen rope that you always carry with you on the side of your pack and you tie it on, and you're not sure if it'll explode, but it's on there.
Raven is so good at knots. God damn. He can tie a papoose. He can tie a dynamite onto an arrow.
I still have this egg on me.
None of them were targeting it, so
I think everyone forgot that we had this egg until I said papoose.
I didn't, and I definitely was like, wait, he got hit for piercing damage. Did he go right through that egg?
They weren't targeting your chest. Anyway.
They see the egg and they respect the rights of the egg. He's like, okay, we're not going to kill his baby. That's just rude.
All right, so you start to hear movement down the hallway. Now would be the time to decide if you're hiding or if you're going at them. You reckon you only have about another couple seconds.
I look at them and I go, here's what I'm going to do. They're going to come in. I'm going to light this stick of dynamite, shoot this arrow into them, and kaboom, goodbye. That's all, folks.
Try to collapse it.
A crate.
This room's big enough. I don't think it'll collapse from this.
The tunnel.
I'll wait till they're in the room.
Okay. So as you walk in, you guys aren't hiding or anything. You're just standing out in the open.
I'm behind the table.
Okay.
Like kneeling.
So, as you hear this scraping sound, just, and out walks this lumbering, pure white gnoll, a good 2 feet taller than the ones that you just fought, flanked behind him with you ever seen those rappers and they have 8 people behind them?
The posse. He's got his posse.
He's got 3 goblins behind him. And he walks out and he looks at Dredger and he looks you dead in the eye. And he says in not terrible, but not very good common, he says, "You killed my brothers." Roll for initiative.
I thought Knowles couldn't speak.
He said that's why he said not good, not great comment.
Ah! You're
Elise.
amazing.
14.
We just want to break from fighting.
Elise, what is rule 0?
That I suck at this game?
No, rule 0. The DM makes the rules.
Got an 8.
I also got an 8. What's your dex?
My dex.
Yeah, your score.
What does stat mean?
The big number.
The
that
big
says
number
dex.
stat underneath the +3 stat, or +2 stat, or +1 stat, whatever.
17.
Okay, yeah, you go before I do.
Oh shit.
I also got an 8.
Did anyone get higher than an 18?
No,
Well, we'll see if Percy
Big
does.
no.
I got a 14.
This is no good.
All right, so 18 to 10.
14.
14? All right. Then like goblins, then who was next highest?
Should
The rest of us all had 8s.
I think it was Eric or
I'm probably
Briny
going last.
Dredger. Eric or Briny Dredger, I think.
Yeah, it's probably how because my dex is
Treasure,
11.
what's your one? Use 11. Okay, I'm 13. So
Yeah, so you go before me.
Yeah.
I probably just go dead last.
Okay. So it's Aragorn, Briny, Dredger to finish it off,
Mm-hmm.
and then Percy at the end. All right. Cool. So the Knoll Pack Lord goes first. He's gonna pull a longbow off of his back, and he's gonna knock an arrow that looks like it's been fashioned out of bone, and he's going to level and he's gonna fire at Dredger. He's pretty sure killed his friends and brothers.
I might have.
All right, that is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, you got me.
Okay. That's 8 points of piercing damage. Your rage would have dropped by this point.
Yeah, I'm definitely not raging
So that's
anymore.
8 points of piercing damage.
Ouch. Help.
All right, and that ends his turn. Traven, it is now your turn.
That dynamite arrow coming straight for Big Boy.
All right, so I need you to roll an attack.
With my longbow, right?
Your longbow, as per the usual.
13.
All right, and tell me, did you light that dynamite before you shot it?
You asked me or Briny?
Who?
I thought you said Briny.
No. Tell me, did you light that dynamite before you shot it?
No, I was gonna light it with wild cunning on my next turn if it was sticking out of the eye.
Okay. What'd you roll for the attack again?
13.
It lands into the strut opening beside him,
Well, that's not getting lit now. Okay.
and he just growls at you. All right, Net.
and Jasmine outside.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark onto the boy,
Okay,
the Pack Lord. Is it a Pack Lord or a half orc? Which did you say?
Pack Lord.
Okay. I thought a Knoll half orc sounded funny, but like he was white and like there's like albino orcs and stuff. I don't know.
All right. Next is the goblin's turn, and they are going to fan out around the room. So one goes as far left as he can, one goes as far right as he can, and they're all going to try to hide behind various things. All right. Can everyone tell me your passive perception? Because I don't have my spreadsheet.
Not a lot.
What?
14.
12.
12.
What are we doing?
Never mind. You don't see the goblins anymore. All right. Now it is Aragorn's turn.
I guess. So, am I close to Dredger?
Yeah, you're kind of close. You, Briny, and Dredger were very close together beside the box, unless you moved and tell me.
Okay, I am also going to go and heal Dredger with Cure Wounds,
Okay.
Bless you.
just because better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So that's you heal 9.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Next
Oh
is
no.
Tiny.
Bryony is going to regret everything she does. Bryony is going to use her bow and shoot at
Okay.
the big guy.
The big guy. All right. Roll ahead. Roll for that attack. Roll for that attack.
Yeah, I know what you mean. 11.
11 that doesn't hit. It lands right under Traven's arrow in that post. All right, Dredger, what you doing, buddy? Rage. As per
That was gross.
I probably snotted on myself. I don't think I did. It's time. 17.
to hit, and you rushed up to him.
Yeah.
Okay, that hits. Roll for damage.
13.
13. All right. Dang, that's a lot of damage. All right.
I
Anything
do
else?
damage.
Oh, no, you-
No, that was my bonus action movement and smacking.
All right. Percy, who's standing a little ways back from Traven, removes a round, solid thing from his belt,
Oh no.
and you see he grabs this pin-like object and he pulls it, and he throws it just past the pack lord. I need Dredger. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Did I see him do that? Or can I see this thing at all?
I mean, you saw it roll past you and hit the ground.
Got it. That's advantage to me. 14.
All right. Neither of you make it.
Oh no.
That's a failure. So, I'm gonna roll these dice.
That's gonna hurt.
17 points of piercing damage.
Down to 8.
All right. I need to get my math thing out. All right. And you see as this small cylinder, or this small sphere that Percy had been carrying on his side, explodes in a 20-foot radius around him, engulfing both Dredger and the Pack Lord. And Dredger is, it catches a lot of the shrapnel is buried in, and you can see the Knoll Pack Lord, who took the brunt of it on his back. His ear is cut wide open. He's hurt. All right. Next, it's back to his turn. And he's going to take his glaive and look at Dredger and say again in this terrible, terrible comment, he's going to look at you and go, I guess your friend doesn't care about you at all.
Oh, bring it on, big man.
His
Let's see how
glaive-
far you get with that.
He's going to swing his glaive overhanded down at your head.
Email address to you currently.
All right. Does an 18 hit?
Definitely.
All right. And it's one. Oh boy, that's one. That's something. Oh no. He does 9 points of slashing damage.
Down to 5.
Okay.
4.
4. All right. All right, that ends his turn. Traven, it is now your turn. Dredger, did you want to move at all?
I don't have a move. It's not my turn.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. I forgot. You're good. The Knoll took the turn.
I'm gonna run up to Big Boy Knoll and try to help Dredger out by yoinking out both short swords and going,
Go ahead. Roll for
all
it.
right, big boy, here you go. And the does an 18? No, a 20 hit. Does a 20 hit?
30? Yep.
All right, first one 12 damage on the first attack,
Okay.
and then bonus action second one.
Yep.
Does a 10 hit?
No, it does not. You smack him with the blade. It sinks into his ribs, and he goes. And then you go to swing the other one to bring it down into his neck, and he leans back and gets up in your face and goes, "No."
And I spit in his face, and I
Oh my
say,
God.
"No one hits my friends."
No one hits my friends. Turn into Michael Jackson.
I did that on purpose. I was like, weird voice time.
Judging by current events, I do. It is now the goblin's turn.
This guy's the least affected by getting spit in the face I've ever seen.
All right. The goblin from its hiding spot is going to take a shot at Percy.
Oh, man.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say that probably hits him.
Eric is being the old man playing chess with himself in the park skit
is-
right now.
Really hard.
Hey man, DMPTs are hard.
That hits. All right. And with the short bow, that is one of these bad boys. He takes 5 points of piercing damage. All right.
Poor Percy.
And then the next goblin is going to take a shot at Briny.
Why?
Are you fucking kidding me? Does a 9 hit?
No.
They've been rolling like crap today, except against myself.
Good.
All right, and the last one's gonna take a shot at Aragorn. Does an 8 hit?
No.
All right, and now you know where they are. So
Yeah.
they're flayed out. There's 60 feet between them. One is all the way in one corner. One is all the way in the other corner, and one is actually hiding one table down from where Traven was.
So there's 3 goblins.
Yes,
Okay.
because that one escaped. All right, next, Aragorn.
I am going to use my last spell slot to again heal Dredger.
Hey
Okay.
man, it's not my fault. He hits like a train.
Wait. I have 2 spell slots left, and I'm gonna go next.
I
Well-
would save yours because
We're going to need to live after this fight.
Hey y'all, hey.
Okay.
and I don't think any of us have any healing potions or anything.
I have 1.
I have 2.
All right. Anyway, metagaming aside,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
so is it a ranged spell or do you have to touch Dredger?
Touch.
He
I
was
was
touched.
near him though.
Yeah, but he ran up to the knoll.
Oh, shit.
5d6 of piercing damage.
Yeah, I'll go up. It's fine.
Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead and roll that heal.
Got 6 that he gets back.
Bless you.
Just undid that glaive attack. All right. Briny.
Can I use a bonus action to move away?
You can, I'd say you have about, you've got 10 feet of movement left.
In total or just for this move?
For this turn, for this round, you have to wait to move further for your next turn.
Well, I want to move back my 10 feet then.
He's like, huh.
All right.
I want out of the fire.
Yeah, and because all you had to do was touch Dredger, you're actually not in melee range of the Pack Lord, so he can't even take an attack of opportunity.
Well
All right.
done.
So, Briny, it's now your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use the cantrip Sacred Flame. And I'm gonna try and hit the Lord, dude.
Go ahead and hit Knoll God.
Yeah. The dex is 12.
12.
I don't know what I need to do.
He saves. So does he? Does he
Was it
take
half damage?
or does he take no damage?
What?
Does he take half or no damage?
When he saves.
It doesn't say anything, so it's probably none.
Click on the name of the spell. It'll,
Yeah, I
it'll
believe
pop
that.
up.
Attack save, dex 12, blah, blah.
Did say he will take.
If they
Oh,
succeed, I don't think they take damage.
They don't take damage.
Okay. So it hits on the other support, not quite igniting the dynamite. All right. What else you want to do?
No.
Dredger.
Reckless attack.
Okay.
Thank God. 16.
16 that hits. Roll for damage.
Ugh. 9.
Dredger. How do you want him dead?
So he
Ooh.
sinks the glaive into my shoulder. I just kind of grab it, thwack him in the face with the pommel. He's on the ground.
Say hi to your brother for me.
And
Right in the heart. And as a bonus action, I'm slurping on that healing potion that I got.
That's fine, yeah.
2d4 plus 2.
Bonus action.
2, 3, 5. That's not bad.
All right. Absolutely, it is now Percy's turn, who, seeing the goblin that tried to take a shot at him, is going to shoot back. So, he fires his rifle. Not one. That's a misfire. The gun, he shoots the pistol, and it goes, and nothing happens. And that's his turn. All right, back to the top. It's Traven.
Bonus action, we're going to shift the Hunter's Mark to whichever goblin is closest. Which one
Alright.
is that?
That would probably be the one behind the table that Percy just shot at.
Wait, will the table be in my way?
No, he's hiding. So when you ran up, you went to the other side of the table, and he's just there.
Oh, okay.
He was just crouched back there, and you didn't notice him as you were running by.
Then I'm going to boink Hunter's Mark right over there and yeet him with an arrow.
Go ahead and yeet away.
Nat 20.
Roll for damage. Double the numbers on the dice.
So do you double the number on the dice, or do you roll twice as many dice?
I
And just
double
take the
number on
math.
dice. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
Actually, it does. But I like that way anyway. I like that
way. 9 damage.
9 damage. All right, tell me how he dies.
I just kind of like lazily, like Legolas without looking, just kind of like, and he just like, huh? And then right through his eye into the table. He's impaled on the table with the arrow.
Table, and you hear as the last of his life fades out.
Like Street Fighter.
Yeah. And that's your turn.
That's
Unless
my turn. That's my turn.
Okay. The 2 remaining goblins, seeing you decimate their friends, throw their bows and swords down and put their hands up. And they say, we surrender, just don't hurt us.
I say in Goblin, hey, if you surrender, you're going to come over here and we're going to tie you up.
They put their hands down and they walk over to you. And they put their arms out like this for you
All right, I'm going to tie them up. I'm tying their hands to their ankles so that they're like folded in half.
I'm tied.
Ooh, I got a good idea.
Do I have to roll anything to hog tie them, or are they just hog tied?
They're just hogtied now. Because they're not resisting.
All right. I get in the face of the one, and I go, of the one whichever one first comes up to me, and I go, okay, bud, how many other people are in this thing?
He says, it was just us. We were the last ones. That's
Insight.
exactly, you recognize this one as the one that ran away earlier and got the Pack Lord.
Can I insight check to see if he's lying?
I mean, you can try.
23.
Well, I mean, with your best guess, like insight checks aren't a lie detector, but you think he's being genuine. He appears to be being genuine. He's also a goblin, so.
And he's scared.
And he's scared.
So I say in Goblin, what's your name, bud?
He says, and doesn't answer.
Ooh, no.
His name is No. I say to everybody, No the Goblin.
Yeah, and he just sits there, tied up, and says the throne room of the Pack Lord. It's on the hallway about 40 feet.
Bless you, whoever sneezed.
That's my mom.
Bless you, Melissa.
Elise says, bless you, Mom. She said thanks.
He says you can go in there. You take whatever you want. They're all dead, so it doesn't matter.
Why were you taking all those people?
He says, food mostly. They were pretty hungry.
They don't eat anything else.
After the village started hunting the animals, there hasn't been very much in the way of in the way of animals anymore. So we had to resort to something else.
I look over at Percy and I go, is it true? Are there less animals in the woods right now?
He says, I don't know. Like I said, I don't generally make a habit of coming out into the woods. I'm also not a hunter. Like I said, I'm an inventor. And the goblin says, trust me, we tried to talk him out of it. We knew that they would send someone after us eventually, but he didn't want to listen. Ever since he found that big old blade thing, I don't know what it is. He's been pretty crazy recently.
I go over to the body of the Pack Lord and point at his glaive and I go, this big old blade thing here, bud.
He says, yeah. It just showed up here one day. It was stuck into the ground, and then he picked it up and he started getting all blood hungry.
Anybody smarter than me also think that we shouldn't touch this?
Probably explains why he can talk.
What was that?
What did you say, Bryony?
I said Bryony also thinks that we probably shouldn't touch it. But would any of us know anything about it?
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Is it anybody who wants to know about it can roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, anybody who wants to. There's no reason to take turns anymore.
14.
Also a 14.
Okay.
22.
All right. And Dredger, did you roll one?
I see no reason to. I only deal with big unga bunga weapons. I don't even care
that's
about
fine. I was just trying to make sure I didn't miss your number.
I mean, this is a big unga bunga weapon.
All right. So, Aragorn, you have heard of items that are cursed. You're pretty well knowledgeable about magic and magical items. This does not seem to be one of them. Normally, these items that are cursed or magical, they they shimmer a little bit. They look as though they're in between reality and anti-reality.
So all we know is that it's not cursed or magical.
That's all you know. Yes.
I share the information.
Okay.
That's all we
That's
know.
all you know.
I'm gonna take the goblin no by like his back and walk him over and just like put the glaive in his hand just to see what happens, even though he's still hogtied.
Okay. He grabs it. It's very heavy for him, so it just like kind of tips onto the ground, and he says, "I don't want this. I saw what it did. I don't want this."
You feel any different there, bud?
I mean, the back of my pants are a little heavier than they were not too long ago.
Ew.
Don't feel any strong desire to kill anybody, eh?
He says, "No, I don't feel much anymore, but definitely not that."
I pick him back up by the scruff of his shirt and put him back with the other one.
Well,
Still holding the glaive.
if I were to make
No, I like yank him away from it and put him away.
considering that gnolls are generally a pharaoh type of being, perhaps this amplified that.
So you think maybe he got a new toy and just wanted to try it out, eh?
I reckon.
Traven, now that you're like up on the glaive, you see very ornate carving on the blade, and it has in big ornate initials the letters K-N.
I look over, I go, anybody know anybody KN?
Those are the first two letters of my last name, but
That's a lie. It's only there's no K.
I was about to say, I'm looking at it right now.
That's a
Like,
K.
the K must be invisible.
Yeah, it's silent to everyone.
Including you.
So I need anyone who is a citizen of the Empire. So that would be Dredger and Aragorn. I need you to roll a history check.
15.
Okay.
Aragorn.
Hold on, I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
13.
I'm thinking. That's what we should describe history checks rolls as. Hold on, I'm thinking.
Hold on, let me just.
Big think.
I told you 14.
14. I mean, through the readings that you have gotten from your time in the Empire, Dredger, you haven't read much, but you've learned a lot through word of mouth. Nothing pops out. I mean, there's been a few notable figures that had one or both of those initials, but none of them were weaponsmiths. They were all generals or scholars or wizards, or they were government officials. There weren't any notable people, like super notable, that you would latch on to immediately.
all right, let me see that.
I kind of stare at the carving for a bit. My eyes widen.
This weapon belonged to somebody very important.
I go, well, should we take it? Should we leave it? What do you guys want to do?
I believe we should find out who this belonged to.
Is there like a scabbard on the? No, like I don't know what a glaive looks like. Sorry, my apologies.
It's a very, very long stick. It's kind of like a pole arm, but with like a.
It's a pole arm, but cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just looked it
Like,
up and now I see.
I can't make a reference to a video game you've never played, but I know.
It's like
Have you played Dark Souls 3, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of Udic Skunder's blade.
Yeah, it's
That's
almost
really-
exactly like that. It kind of looks a little like that, but
it
not
looks like a sword on a spear handle. Basically.
kind of, yeah. This one has a curved blade that comes down over part of the thing. It's like a big axe, but not. And the goblin says, "No, really, like you can go into the throne room. There's no one else there. There's no traps, there's no anything. We never figured anyone would come out this far."
Do we trust that?
Insight check. Anyone who wants to.
19.
All right. Traven,
Sorry.
again, not a lie detector, but he seems to be genuine.
I go, so have we changed our mind about whether or not we can touch this? Pointing at the glaive.
I would touch it.
Do we want me to pick it up, or do we want Dredger to pick it up?
I'm not fully confident in the fact that if this takes over me, that you can all kill me.
I mean, that's fair.
So you're saying you think that if it takes over me, you can kill me?
I'm not
Oh my
saying
God, this is
that.
not a big dick
I'm saying I
bag.
shouldn't take it.
Okay, so I pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up and you're holding the glaive. You find a way that you can attach it to the back of your pack.
All right.
When you get back to the wagon, you can put it in the back.
All right, so let's go to the throne room.
Woohoo!
Okay. It's about 60 feet down another tunnel like the one you entered in. And you come in and it's not great. You see there's skulls and bones scattered around the back, and there's this big wooden chair that's sat there, and you see just like some bags and some various things around.
I'd like to scuffle through the bags, please.
I would like to loot, please.
Right, investigation.
Do I have anything in that? I don't know if I'm...
19.
All right.
Oh, that's a 13.
Okay.
Or-
So you both find basically the same things. You find 40 gold pieces in various money pouches and wallets. One great axe.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
And you find another pistol, kind of like the one that Percy has, but instead it's inlaid with this blue gem instead of the gold.
So we both find these items, or do we find them together?
Coming together.
I was also looking.
Oh, well, then the three of you find them together.
What'd you roll?
14.
Yeah, the three of you find them together. And the minute you pick up the pistol, Percy leans over, snatches it from you, and just looks at it very mournfully.
What's the story
Know
there,
something
bud?
about that?
He says, no, we are not talking about this. He says, do what you want. I'm going to leave. And he starts walking towards the exit.
So, who gonna chase after him? Because he knows more than he's letting on, I think.
Seems like you are.
I don't know anything. I'm just here.
Bryony will go after him.
All right, by the time you catch up to him, he's past the log. He was going. And he stops and he looks at you and he goes, I told you, I'm not talking about this. Not yet.
You don't have to talk about it.
I'm going back.
But would you like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He said, I'm going back home. You can come with me or you cannot. I don't really care.
Okay. Shoot, I didn't think this through. I was gonna ask him to rest with us, and now I don't know if that's what we're doing next.
Do the rest of you come up to them?
Not in this motherfucking cave.
Oh,
Well, yeah, no.
I guess since we took all this stuff in the room, like we would be following a little bit slower, probably.
Okay.
If that's okay with everybody else.
After about 10 minutes, Bryony, you and Percy are joined by the rest of your party, and by this time you're outside. You're outside and you're crossing the open planed area away from the mine.
Okay. Is he staying with us?
Hey, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I need to go to bed.
He says, well, I don't know a lot about these woods in particular, but I ain't sleeping in them. So it's only about an hour walk back to the town. So we can go there.
We have a cult too.
He says,
Yeah, why don't we all head there together?
well, howdy do. That'll make it probably only about 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
oh.
Bryony calls driving.
All right, so you make
I'd like to bargain for that great axe, Mr. Traven.
the glaive or the great axe?
The great axe. I don't want the glaive. Fuck it.
Okay.
So like, is that how you say it? You just like
No,
look
I
over
say
at
that.
me?
I'm saying that above the table.
Oh, okay.
If it would be in character, I'd say like we're in the cart. I kind of look over to you, so I kind of meekishly say,
So, are you attached to that axe at all?
I kind of like look at it. I'm holding it. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. And I go, I mean, like they're not really my thing. Giant axes, it's hard to flip them around and use two at the same time. So if you want it, you can have it.
like hands trembling.
I like bring it over like this, and I just kind of like place it in your hands, like very like. Wink.
I'm looking like a kid on Christmas. Like I imagine this axe to just be an old school like.
It's a big double-bladed axe.
Big fucking headsman's thing.
It's big. It's as a barbarian, you are very attracted to this weapon.
I put my hand on Traven's shoulder and I say,
You have done me a great service, friend. I will never forget this.
I like put my arm on it, like on his shoulder, and I go, "It's okay, bud. I can't use it."
So, Percy, as you're about to come into town, he says, I may have been a little overzealous in my reaction. I got so angry about the pistol because this is a commission. It's one of my first ever from a citizen of the Empire. He offered a pretty penny for it, and he's some kind of magic user, an enchanter of some kind. I'm sorry for being so overzealous. And as he finishes that conversation, you roll into the town square of Hilfar. And up to you comes Stu Hilfar. And he walks up to you and he says, Is it done?
I unsling the glaive from my pack, and I hold it and I go, "Oh, it's done. And does this look familiar to you at all?"
He says, No, I don't believe so.
I drop it back in the cart and I go, "Well, fuck that. All right."
He comes up to you and says, Here, from the town of Hilfa to you. And he hands you an ornate letter sealed with red wax. And it's sealed, and it's literally the seal looks like a hill. And he hands you on top of it a small
what?
small purse, like a money purse.
Nice.
That's all I'm willing to part with. It's only 16 silver, so split it up how you wish.
I hop the cart. I tower over this man. I look down. I am still covered in shrapnel wounds. My suit jacket is ruined, and I am covered in blood, both my own and of the gnolls.
That letter better be worth quite a lot.
He says, well, I guess that'll be to be seen.
I also hop the truck and I go, are you trying to say, well, that's your problem kind of vibe to us right now? Because we could have said, oh, a bunch of gnolls are attacking your village and eating your people. That sounds like a you problem.
He says, look, I'm still nobility. I have some pull. Present that letter to any of the magic shop owners in Bahamut, and you can retrieve something to maybe make it so you don't look quite like that anymore. And he points to Dredger.
Dredger's
Bryony
eyes.
hops out of the cart.
What was that, Briny?
I said Bryony hops out of the cart.
My eyes are bulging out of my head. I get real close to him.
If I didn't have this axe, you would be road paced. Thank you for your payment.
And I get back in.
He says, all this over a healing potion voucher?
This is like the first time I've ever gotten visibly mad.
I poke him in like the nose. I just kind of like boop his nose in like a great demonstration of his own vulnerability. I boop his nose and I say, you, and I boop his nose again, are gonna boop his nose again, pay for our stay at the tavern tonight. And I poke his nose again and I go, and our drinks. And I poke his nose one more time.
Says, I'd love to, but Hilfar is a dry town.
Gross.
Bryony jumps up
Rose.
and grabs his collar and pulls him down to her level and says,
You're bullying
I
this
know
man.
2 angry goblins that will gladly eat you if you don't stop being a dick.
Oh, did we bring the goblins with us? I don't
think we did.
remember.
Left him there.
No, but I know where to find them.
We did now.
Um,
They're ours now.
So as you do that, someone notices the confrontation, and 2 of those soldiers that you saw in Bahamut come and flank him and say, how about we let go of the mayor of the village before you become road paced?
I look at the soldier and I go,
We're done here.
sure, you got a drink on you there, bud?
He looks at you and says, no.
I go,
Wait, was that a wink?
That was
yeah,
a
it was. I go, then don't, and I wink back at him, come by the tavern later.
It says, there's no tavern here.
In whatever the heck they call it here.
Bryony lets go of the dude's collar and gets real begrudgingly back in the cart and then says, you don't need to expect our help from in this town anymore, and sits angrily in the driving seat of the cart.
He says, that's fine.
Aragorn still steps down and thanks him for his time.
Percy says, I can show you my workshop if you'd like. I've got some things there I can send you on your way with. Mostly some instructions. I can't really give you any money, but I need an errand done, and there might be some more issues.
Sounds like a plan to me, bud. And you, I look over at the soldier who winked. I go, you come with us.
He says, no,
No.
I gotta
No.
go home. Really.
He
I gotta
says,
get ready to make the trip to Bahamut. We're getting recalled. Some news came in.
What kind of news?
He says, I'm sorry to say that's not quite unclassified.
Even with the lawmaster?
He
Even
says,
with the double name.
he says, I'd love to tell you, but can't happen. Sorry. If you can get me an order to tell you, then I can tell you. But nothing is set in stone yet.
Fair enough.
You, what's your rank and name, soldier?
huh?
He says, my name,
No.
Soldier First Class. Go fuck yourself.
I don't think you're getting that drink, buddy.
I go, you really changed your attitude there from 5 seconds ago, but okay. And I get in the cart now, sitting next to Bryony with my arms kind of crossed.
So is everyone back in the cart, I think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, you want to split it up, man? 4 silver each. That shit smacks.
Well, we also have 10 gold each.
So you arrive at this small house, 2-story little thing on the edge of town where you entered, and you walk in and it's just a mess. There are parts and bits of metal and screws and tools everywhere, and he goes, don't mind the mess. I just finished that there little toy when you got taken from me by one of them goblin folk.
Oh, it's just fine. My parents' tree looked a lot like this.
I look over at Dredger. I go, your parents lived in a tree too?
I look back at Traven and I say,
Why do you think I'm called the world's largest gnome?
I didn't know gnomes lived in trees.
They do.
Is it like a platform or like a hammock situation?
What's a hammock?
That's a platform situation. Okay.
He looks at you and he says, now, I don't have any supplies for you unless you're willing to pay, but I can just ask you one favor. Can you take this pistol? And he hands you the blue inlaid pistol, and he says, take it to Bahamut, the I think it's called the Dragon's Fire magic shop. Ask for Iromaics. He's the guy that contacted me on behalf of this fancy guy.
What was the name again?
Iromaics. Iromaex.
what is with you and these fucking names, dude?
Yeah, we go from Iromaics to Percy.
Bro, I've got like
Soldier First Class, go fuck yourself.
I've got like I have like 5 NPCs that are named after just people. I have what? I have Elise, Jimmy, Doug, Craig, and Serana. And then you have fucking vowel salad over here.
You know, there's only 5 vowels in that name.
Shut up!
There's this many. The thing is, the names are either no or vowel salad.
So above the table, it is currently 9:06. I don't know if John has to work / if you want to go to 10 o'clock.
John does have to work. However, we can keep going for a little bit.
Okay.
At least get back to the magic shop in Bahamut if
Yeah.
you want.
So, all right. Do you guys ship off, or are you gonna try to buy something from Percy?
I want to ask
Well,
if he
Who
can.
has the pistol?
Oh, he handed it to, I think it was Aragorn, actually, because
Okay.
he,
He hands it to one of the two smart ones. He's like, we're not giving guns to the big boys.
he says, now, I need you to be very careful with that. That pistol would normally run you about 1,600 gold. So treat it that way, please.
I say, so when we get this to Iromaix, look at my notes. Is he going to pay us for the delivery, or are you going to pay us for the delivery?
He said, well, I guess that depends on how much is left in this enchanter boy's budget.
Are you trying to say that you're making us do this without us getting paid?
He says, I would imagine Iromaix, being the upstanding citizen he is, would compensate you somehow.
Yeah, well, we didn't get very much compensated for this little trip of ours this time, so I hope so.
I thought you were hired by the lawmaster. I
We
figured
were promised money by the lawmaster.
Oh, were we? I don't know.
We
That's
were, but we were told that we would get compensation from the town as well.
Either way, there's not a lot of compensation going on.
He says, I'm sorry that Stu's a shit sack, all right?
Soup can go fuck himself.
I snort like.
I look at Percy and I kind of like squint a little, and I go, and how is Stu put in charge here, bud?
He says, well, that tends to happen when your dad founds the town and stakes out the land.
Oh, so it's a hierarchical feudal system.
And he says that happens because, his dad was, well, let's just say that there wouldn't be a Lattice Empire if it weren't for his dad's great-great-grandfather. So,
Okay, I guess.
I walk up to Percy and I say,
Now, I know you say you're not much of a tinkerer, but how are you with modifications?
he says, well, I suppose it depends on what you're looking for.
I grab the axe.
Can you improve this in any mechanical way?
He looks at it. He actually takes it from you and he looks it over, looks at the blade, and he goes, I can't. I'm not much of an edged weapon specialist, if you catch my drift, but I do know someone that probably can help you out. Actually, I think he might be in Bahamut now. He's
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're definitely supposed to go back to Bahamut, like really bad.
Let's go back to Bahamut then.
normally he lives in the mountains, and I could tell you where his house is in the dwarven community, but he's trying to sell some goods. He's a master blacksmith. He's actually one of the people that gave me the blueprints for these here bang switches.
Switch.
Thanks.
And who may I call upon then?
He says, you need to go and look for a Hefrim Forge Fire.
Wow, that's a name. Bet he's a dwarf.
He did say he lives in the Dwarven Mountains.
He says, yeah, tell him you sent me. He might give you a little bit of a discount outside of his normal exorbitant prices for weapons.
You said so. He's actually he's a dwarf. I didn't hear that whole
Yeah,
thing.
he's a dwarf. He says, yep, dwarves don't much come out the Voltgway Mountains anymore, but when they get a chance to make some gold, you best bet they're there.
Well, luckily I have the compensation he's looking for. I appreciate the lead.
He does this and says, well, I suppose I should probably get back to work. Someone, I think it was a mining company to the south, the southern continent, they wanted me to make them about 100 of these little explosive spheres, these little hand grenades that I like to make, so I should probably get working on that.
Much obliged.
And I tip my bowler cap to him.
He looks and he says, oh yeah, big man, by the way, sorry about the blast radius. It's a fine art, and I didn't expect it to go quite that far.
My face is stone cold, and I say,
I knew what I was getting into. If that did not happen, I was probably a dead man. I should be thanking you.
and I kind of nod my head down at him.
He does the down nod as well, and he says, all right, well, make sure you're right or come back this way at some point. I'd really hate to hear that y'all died, so.
I look at Percy and I say, you know, you're the nicest person to ever try to threaten me in the woods. And then I head out of his shop.
Does everyone follow the exit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I call shotgun, or as I call it, guy with a bow.
So you guys are mounting up and you're going to start the 3-day journey back to Bahamut.
Yes.
Yes.
So the first day goes pretty much without issue. I do need whoever's driving to make a perception check.
Am I driving?
I think so.
Yep.
You have-
Pretty sure that's what was said.
Oof.
Actually, no, the whole party has to roll for these. My bad.
Okay.
9.
6.
21.
21. All right. So,
Thank God.
you see the following things on the first day. Partway through your journey, you're only about 2-3 hours before you're about to go to sleep, and you see this man walking towards your, walking in the direction that you're coming from, and he stops about 5 feet away and stares. Doesn't say anything.
I think we just keep on
we've got
riding.
A lot of big ass dudes in our cart, so like fair. 2 of them are blue.
Okay?
Wait, you said this is like 2-3 hours before we're going to bed?
Yeah.
So it would be safe to say that we kind of have like camp?
Yeah.
So he's walking by while we've set up camp.
Yeah. He's like, you guys are setting up your camp. You've done your thingamabob, Traven.
I actually don't have any spell slots, so
Oh.
no, I didn't.
So you're camping around, and he just stops and stares, stiff as a board, and just looks.
I grab
Oh.
my axe. I look at him.
Business.
Nothing.
I knock an arrow and I go, you get to step in there, bud, if you're not going to say anything.
You see him start to mumble and move his fingers a little bit.
Take him out.
Yes.
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him.
Can I fire a warning shot?
Yeah. All right. Roll me an attack.
I'm wanting it to land like next to his foot.
Yeah. Roll me an attack and make under his armor class.
15.
All right. You fire just a little bit too close and you hit him in the foot.
That works too.
He snaps out of it and he goes, "What the hell? How did I get here? Who the fuck are you?" And then takes off.
You know,
running.
like that.
With an arrow through his
There was an
foot?
arrow in his foot!
No, it's Nick's foot. It's not in his foot.
Adrenaline's crazy, man.
Traven just goes, whoever's got watched, pay attention tonight.
All right.
Somebody get Dredger something he can use for a long range thing if somebody's being weird.
All right. So you go to sleep and take your long rest. However, John, how long do you have till you have to leave?
Probably like within 10 minutes I should be done.
Okay. Well, 1 second. We're gonna do something real quick, if I remember to do it. Because Dredger, as you fall asleep, and we'll be right back real quick. Okay. Have fun.
Huh?
I don't know.
They both gone.
What just happened?
I'm guessing Eric is calling him about something secret, maybe?
It's a-
He's probably having a dream.
Give the dog your food.
She doesn't want food. She just wants to bark.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Me too.
What-
Do.
This is still live on YouTube, so us chilling right here, we're the live part. The other two are just
Oh
gone.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yay! We
I
love
think
it.
Eric made a mistake in who he sent to a different room.
My pixelated ass is going to be great on YouTube.
I mean, it'll be fine.
My internet sucks so bad.
He was like, "We'll be back. Have fun." And I was like, "Who's having fun?"
In the meantime,
Who was I talking to? And then Nick disappeared too, and I went,
my favorite thing was that guy was all like, and then I'm like, and he's like, ah, what the? And I'm like, fixed it.
And then he's like, "Yeet."
I'm kind of glad I hit him, honestly. Probably would have kept going
me
if I had.
too.
I didn't want to like
Freaking me out.
kill him for no reason. That felt like that would.
But also, he's
Oh.
gone too.
They're picking us off one by one.
What is
It's
going
the mole guy. Is he gonna come out of my closet? What's going on?
I don't know anymore. Everybody
John
just
probably hung up on Ash because he's dumb.
he might have. Oh, here he comes.
Oh, look, he's back.
Did you mean to kick me out or something?
No, we didn't.
Nobody did anything, Joe Nathan.
You were just gone.
It said host has made break rooms, and I got kicked out.
Oh, that's Eric. Eric is making.
Is he
breakup
still the host?
rooms.
I thought Aragorn was the host now.
No, it's still Eric. He's just in a separate like room on Zoom talking to Dredger.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're just in here chilling,
They're chilling.
giving YouTube that nice great content
Solid content.
while they do whatever it is they're doing.
I have that
This is
stick
a
of
long
dynamite in my
dream.
pack, and it is
Did we
gonna go.
establish who was watching tonight? Because he was like, while he was asleep, and I was like,
Yeah, it's like who's watching us?
who's watching? Because
We just-
used spell really like asleep.
The way that long rest works and is like watches are included, and they don't have to break up your long rest.
Maybe he's assuming that like I just took it because I only have to like meditate for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't remember losing HP in this game. Did I?
I don't think so. I lost a lot
It's-
and got it back and lost it and got it back and lost it and got it back a
I
lot.
think only one person fired at me.
I'm trying to like front line, and Ranger's not really a role where you usually front line.
Yeah.
because like I can because I have the swords, but like my AC is not great.
Oh,
y'all both,
I should be more, and I'm not.
y'all both have like 18 ACs, and you're just like, we're gonna hang back and cast spells, and I'm like,
Well, you're like, I'm going to hit things, and I'm like, I'm smelling.
All right.
come and hide behind the clerics.
So as you all wake up, you notice
Treasure looks like he had something wonderful or horrible happen to him.
No, I have a lot to think
keep
about.
that
Is what
now.
is what I have a lot to think about.
you look and you see your friend Dredger. You're not quite sure when this happened, but in his hand he's holding about a foot-long strip of leather.
Dredger got a kink.
Wait, is Dredger the one? No, that's Traven. Never mind.
Bud, you okay over there?
I just look visibly shaken. Like, I hold a very tough stone demeanor. I'm terrified. I look down at the strip in my
Brian
hand.
goes over and sits next to him and just silently puts a little hand on his shoulder and like pats him to let him know that it's okay.
I look at the strip in my hand, and I look to Bryony, and I look to Traven.
Something is watching us. And we must be very, very careful in our future endeavors.
What kind of careful? I've killed everything we've come up against. Is that not the right solution?
I hold up the strip.
This was from a dream.
What the fuck?
I take the strip and I like kind of fasten it around my wrist in like a bracelet type thing.
Oh my god, he's in Nickelback.
What?
A little Nickelbacky to have a leather bracelet.
All right.
Gosh!
You're so you pack up your camp and you start to move on. And without further problems, you make it to the front gates of the Platinum City, Bahamut. Out front, you see a group of, you see a rank and file, like a formation of some kind, and you see a group of 3 people standing close to the gates. And as you get closer, you recognize the one closest to the gate as General Edric, the half-orc general of the Imperial Army. And he's talking to a man in a dark blue set of armor. And he says, "These claims are preposterous. Everyone knows the Lattice Empire follows the Platinum Dragon, who is the bastion of all good and holy in the universe. He would not stand for that behavior." And the man in blue says, "I'm aware. I was once a citizen of the Empire myself, if you remember. But as leader of the Conclave, it's my job to fully investigate all threats to safety brought forward to me from the member nations." General Edric says, "Which of these spineless savage nations led these claims against us? Was it those..." And then you hear a word in Orcish that Aragorn, you know to mean motherfuckers, to the south. "To even think that we might be studying the forbidden magics, let alone summoning things from the 9 hells to get a cowardly start on war. Maybe 25 years of peace has made them forget their place." And the man in blue says, "You know that can't happen, and you know I can't tell you that, Dagar."
Is this happening as we like come up to the gate? So we're just
Yeah.
like watching this happen?
This is happening, and you can hear it. They're like screaming at each other. Well, Edric is screaming. Alamar he has a very big presence. He says, "Who do you need to see, Alamar? I can take you to the Emperor Tiberius. He's free right now." Alamar says, "Thank you, Dagar. I'll be quick." And they retreat into the city. And as that happens, it's where we're going to come to a close for the night.
All right.
It's where we'll come to close for the night. And enjoy your level up.
Oh yeah, boy!
Enjoy your level up and your last starter quest. it gets real from now on. So
Question, sir.
Yeah.
Do I get my animal companion off screen, or should I do it while we're playing?
you can you can do it off screen. Just message me about it. Send me what it does, that kind of stuff.
Swag.
Because you're using the revised Ranger from UA, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, the not bad one.
Yeah, because the PHB beast one is just bad.
Oh, I get another rage. Fuck yeah.
UA beast conclave is much better with animal companions, and I want a pet. So
All right. So that's all we have for tonight. And next week, same time, same channel, I'm just going to do something